Hello, Glendale. I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Luke Miller, and you're watching the 10th episode of the Glendale 411.
The recent election has left many Springfield citizens feeling scared and angry.
Michaela Injami and Taylor Fleck catch up with participants of the Women's March.
We fought for all of this in the 60s and 70s. There's no reason that we're going backwards now.
On January 21st, 2017, citizens of Springfield gathered downtown to show their support for each other in a time where they feel threatened by the nation's leadership.
In my definition, the Women's March was a sign to kind of show the leaders in our community and country that we're not going to stand down and go back to how it used to be.
I came today because there is a trait about myself that I can't get rid of, and it's the color of my skin. It's the color of my father's skin, and my mom is an immigrant. So there have been a lot of things that have sparked a lot of fear in a lot of people, but there are also a lot of things that people are just now starting to recognize that women of color have already been dealing with. I'm a huge believer in love and the support of a community, and I think that the people can do amazing things if we got together and did it instead of taking that time to tear each other apart. So I'm here to encourage and to love other people who are hurting and scared as well.
Through the controversy of this event on social media, attendees believe that the meaning of the event may have been misconstrued.
I think a lot of people who didn't attend didn't know the purpose behind the whole march itself. They thought that it was just angry women fighting to not shave their armpits and legs, whenever really that's not the case at all. It was to support our Black LGBTQ community and to fight for their rights, because obviously women of color don't have the same rights as white women, and then women altogether don't have the same rights as men.
We will be heard. Yes, we will.
Although one of the main purposes of the march was to advocate for women's rights, many opposers believe this is not necessary.
I believe that they have their rights to equal to a man or someone else, but then again, I do not look into that to really critique and, see really what the difference is.
Despite clashing opinions, the march created a positive environment for those in distress.
It was empowering, especially in a town like Springfield, Missouri, to hear white people yell in joy of someone of color speaking.
The march was not just a local event, but a global one. People in many major cities participated in the worldwide protest.
I hope it's a wake-up call for many of the men that are taking control of our community, in charge of Planned Parenthood. I hope they see that we're not going to take whatever they throw at us.
If you're a part of the country, he's your president, and you just step behind us. I would do the same if Hillary was president, but I think a lot of people are just kind of taking it out of proportions.
Say it with me. Say choices. My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
Many FCCLA students are going to state in March.
Maddie Jones and Mariah Carrico talked to several groups about what they are preparing.
FCCLA recently competed in FCCLA Star events, and 4 groups are advancing to state competition.
My project was a business, so we created our own print shop in-house at Glendale. For state, we have just taken the judges' rubrics that we've gotten and looked at the feedback and just kind of reorganized our portfolio and just thought about how we can make our oral presentation better for the state. One of the judges wrote on our rubric that we were Nashville bound, so I guess they really thought that we have a chance to go to internationals, so we're really hoping that if we do well in our oral presentation and we keep up our portfolio and just reorganize a couple things, that we could make it to internationals in Nashville this summer.
Mrs. Bockelman and I have worked really closely with all of the groups to help them create their projects and come up with a plan to implement them, and then lots of hours spending just actually putting the projects together and practicing presenting before competition.
I'm this year's FCCLA president. I've been in FCCLA for the past 3 years, and FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. It's a club we have here at Glendale with the FACS department. In the club, we mostly just do things that involve FACS, so Family and Consumer Sciences. We do projects based out of that, so things such as hospitality and tourism, where we create a restaurant and a menu and things like that. My group and I are competing in the Promote and Publicize category for FCCLA. Our project is literally promoting and publicizing FCCLA throughout the community and throughout our school. Our job was basically to get our numbers up, get more people involved with FCCLA, and get FCCLA just everywhere that we can. So we did things like donate to the Humane Society, donate to the Ronald McDonald House. So far, we're mostly just going through our regional rubrics and just fixing every little thing that the judges said was wrong. So that could mean typos in our presentation. It could mean the way we presented wasn't quite right. Anything like that. We're just basically going through and fixing everything.
Quite a few students advancing to state, so I expect them from there to advance to nationals.
After teacher Amanda Bodenstein's recent departure from Glendale, teacher Kylie Daugherty has stepped up to the plate.
Caitlin West and Amanda Zimmerman show us her importance to the Glendale student body.
Kylie Daugherty is a well-loved teacher here at Glendale, but many of her students and colleagues don't know of her life before her hire date.
I was born in Fairbanks, Alaska. Actually, it's Fort Wainwright, so it's like the city, and then Fort Wainwright is the military base that I was born on.
I chose to marry a man that was in the Army, and he was going to be stationed in Alaska. And it was a big adventure. I was 21 years old. What a cool thing to do, go to Alaska. Not many people get to say they've spent time up there.
Luckily for Glendale students, she didn't stay in Alaska forever.
Me picking my career was a long, drawn-out process. When I initially was applying for colleges, I was applying at places under the assumption that I was going to go into something related to animal training, and then realized the sheer amount of science classes that I was going to have to take with that. I liked history. I'd always liked history, and it's always been in my family, being from a military family. My dad is one of 8 kids, and of those 8, 5 of them have gone military. His dad was one of 14 kids. Of the 14, 10 of them went military, and that's just his side. My mom's side's military too, and so I think being raised in a family that appreciates history from a military stance, because the two are so closely entwined, that that probably pushed me towards it. I mean, I was watching shows about World War II probably well before I should have been watching those things, and it was just something that we as family always talked about.
I think that she has more tolerance for the older students than the younger students. I don't think she would have liked her job as much if she tried to teach a younger grade. I think she relates more to the high school students.
People always say that, like, I have no idea how you could handle it with the older kids because they're so challenging. Like, that's what I like about my job. I like that I don't have to worry about teaching you how to tie your shoes. I get to worry about teaching you how to think critically and how to form opinions and stand up for those opinions, and how to rely on yourself to find information.
I think the age gap between her and her students, how it's smaller than everyone else, I think it really helps because she takes the students seriously, she respects them, and she looks at them as more of her equals and more of people that are like human beings instead of just these like little creatures she's teaching.
Miss Daugherty had other adventures in college as well.
Sophomore year, I really missed singing. I hadn't been in choir, and it just didn't work out to where in my schedule I could make it work in college. So I joined a cappella, which is the all-female a cappella singing group. So it's basically Pitch Perfect, but in real life. And I was a bass, so an alto 2 bass line, and then I did the VP vocal percussion, beatboxing.
Amanda Bodenstein left her position as head of history at Glendale to take a district-level position. Miss Daugherty has felt the impact of her mentor's departure.
This semester I have 3 brand new preps that I've never taught before, one of which is a class that didn't exist prior to this year, so I don't even have anything I can go off of, right? I'm starting back like I'm a new teacher. I'm developing all of the PowerPoints again and coming up with the activities again and having to create what I'm doing tomorrow the night before, and it's survival mode. When you're a first-year teacher or when you get a new prep like that, or 3 new preps, you are thrust into survival mode.
you can tell like how dedicated she is to her students. Like, you'll go up to her with a problem or something, and she'll like automatically like be there, like writing out things that you can do to solve it. Or like, I mean, like I was talking about how I need scholarships, and she's automatically like writing down websites for me to go to, and like it's just like instantaneous, and she like really cares about her students.
I would like to say, take as many history classes as humanly possible. History is the connecting thread through all of the other subjects. So if you like science, that's awesome. There's history of science. If you like art, you can literally become an art history major. That's a thing. That's a legitimate thing that you can have and do with your life. There's political science if you like that side. Music history. I mean, you can learn about all of the other subjects through the lens of history.
Get up out of your desk and get a hands-on education at the OTC Career Center for high school juniors and seniors. There are 19 career paths to choose from, and it's free. Students earn college credit, and they're prepared to get a job when they graduate. A hands-on education that helps you get a job or a jump start on college is what makes the OTC Career Center a unique high school experience. Talk to your high school counselor or visit otc.edu/career center to learn more.
Recently, 2 cases of mumps occurred at 2 different Springfield public schools.
Megan and I talked to health officials about the contagious disease. In January, a student at Central High School and the student's sibling at Bissett Elementary contracted the mumps.
It's not anything to really be fearful of, but we definitely want parents to be aware, and this definitely is something that we want people to be talking about when it comes to vaccines as well.
Both students were vaccinated for the mumps, but still contracted the disease. The Springfield-Greene County Health Department recommended vaccination, but offered other ways to prevent contracting the mumps.
Practicing social distancing, so don't share drinks with other people, wash your hands often.
At this time, the health department is not concerned that there will be an outbreak of mumps in the Springfield area.
It would not become an outbreak until it extends past the household.
Glendale students are concerned with the disease, but plan to protect themselves against contracting the mumps.
Probably will get vaccinated for it, and I mean, preventative measures, I think that's as far as it'll go.
Thanks for watching the Glendale 411.
Don't forget to subscribe and check out our YouTube channel for more content.
Signing out, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Luke Miller.
And actually want me to be here, coming here and seeing that people are able to oppose